What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the BBB Gaming News channel. If you want to hear the other side of the news, subscribe and turn on notifications. In today's news, we will be discussing how TFue may well have just proven that Zlaner has been cheating with Aimbot all along. Also, we are going to be looking into Call of Shame and whether or not they have been cancelled. And to add on to that, we will be discussing how Itshapa claims Call of Shame are lying to their community. So, let's crack on with the news. In our first story today, we will be discussing Call of Shame and whether or not there is some sort of planned attack to actually cancel them. They recently put out a tweet over on Twitter which said, "Shadow banned on YouTube, permanently banned on TikTok. We keep going. Corruption must be met head on," and that is exactly what we do. It sounds to me like they have been attacked. Someone is mass reporting them somehow. If they are being banned on YouTube, or at least they claim to be shadow banned on YouTube, but permanently banned on TikTok. TikTok is very much known for this on their platform. Many creators have to make multiple accounts so to avoid the permaban situation. You can't really avoid it unless you have some form of account manager. Then that, I'm sure, for the larger creators on there becomes a lot easier to maintain the one account. But it would appear at this moment in time that Call of Shame look to be getting cancelled, and there's a reason I'm saying the word cancelled. That's because of the response that has occurred after Call of Shame put this tweet out. For example, take a look at what Modern Warzone had to say on the matter. They actually retweeted this image saying, "Hacker Hunter Call of Shame has been permanently banned on TikTok." Now, on first glance, this doesn't seem much of an attack, and it doesn't seem like anything other than Modern Warzone reporting news. However, let's take a look at the history for a second of how they've reported news when it comes to hacker hunters. Have they ever covered anything that is in a positive way towards any hacker hunter? No. It would appear Modern Warzone only like to report on the downfall of a hacker hunter, or at least something they believe to be the downfall. It went on from there. They followed up by saying, "Might want to start thinking of new forms of employment at Bad Boy Beaman." Now this right away, since it had absolutely nothing to do with me, makes me believe that this was just some way for Modern Warzone to add a negative attack towards the overall hacker hunter community. Yes, Call of Shame seem to be dealing with their fair share of negativity at the moment, but it comes in waves, and I'm sure they will deal with it at some point. But for Modern Warzone to then add this onto their tweet definitely made it seem like nothing other than an attack. However, after Call of Shame putting out the tweet claiming to be permanently banned on TikTok and shadow banned on YouTube, they were met with what can only be claimed to be a shadow ban on Twitter as well. Take a look at this image. If you try and search Call of Shame on Twitter, you will only be met with this: "Caution, this account is temporarily restricted. You're seeing this warning because there has been some unusual activity from this account. Do you still want to view it?" So the option is still there for you to go and view their account. However, that means their reach will be stumped at the moment until whatever the issue is actually resolved. Unclear what it is at the moment. I haven't heard of Call of Shame, but this didn't stop Modern Warzone from retweeting this as well. They retweeted this image by saying, "Hacker Hunter Call of Shame has also had their Twitter account restricted after posting that their TikTok was permanently banned earlier today." Again, it only feels like Modern Warzone are willing to actually report on the negative side of whatever happens in the hacker hunter community. This is definitely becoming apparent that no matter what the hacker hunters do in a positive light, Modern Warzone won't report on it. And this actually puts Modern Warzone in the category with the large creators who seem to have those suspicious moments and get called out for it. For example, Modern Warzone has pretty much tweeted the same things alongside all of these sus streamers for a very long time. A prime example of that is right now when you look at how Lucky Chamu reacted to Call of Shame situation. Lucky Chamu tweeted out this image which only insinuates a dog doing a dump, and the image says, "Caution, this account is temporarily restricted," which is the image of Call of Shame's current situation on Twitter, saying "GG Bozo at Call of Shame." So it would appear that Modern Warzone only seems to do things that line up with these large creators who do get called out on a regular basis. However, it does appear that there is something going on currently, and it is an attack on Call of Shame in some way, whether that be there things being reported on TikTok causing the ban, something being reported on YouTube to stump the algorithmic growth, and something on Twitter has been reported to cause that restriction. Who knows what it is at the moment? I'm sure Call of Shame will fight against it and come back. But that leads us into the next story. We are going to be discussing how Itshapa believes the Call of Shame are in fact lying to their community. Now this is actually all related to what we've just spoken about, the fact they're claiming to be permanently banned on TikTok as well as claiming to be shadow banned on YouTube. Have a look at this image now. Itshapa claims, why does Call of Shame keep lying? I mean, the proof is still right in front of me. Guess I can fit another video in this week. The image that he shared says, so today we have been permanently banned on TikTok, we reached 170,000 followers, we have also been shadow banned on YouTube. My contact informs me that Nadia exposing videos on TikTok was the reason for the ban, as she demanded they were removed with 2.2 million followers. The YouTube shadow ban is possibly down to reports or other creators' partners flexing, but views do not concern us. We don't receive any revenue from monetization anyhow. It goes to the copyright owners for the music and footage we use. It's about creating content that will stand the test of time. We have big plans for Call of Shame. We are just getting started. Remember, we don't want clout like other creators. You can use any of our videos in your work without crediting us, as long as the word gets out exposing cheaters. No copyright strike will be filed. Even if you create videos disputing our claims, everyone has the right to voice an opinion. Free speech should never be silenced. So it would appear, based on what Call of Shame have said to their community on the community post, hasn't sat right with Itshapa, so he's decided to call Call of Shame out for being liars. And the explanation goes further. In the comments section of Itshapa's post about Call of Shame, some people were questioning what he was intending by the lie situation. So let's go and take a look at some of them comments now. Somebody by the name of Thomas Franklin says, nothing says helping the community quite like infighting. To which Itshapa responded saying, infighting, there's literally nobody making the type of content that feels they are healthy for the community. I reached out to them a while ago and tried to explain how they get something wrong in their video, and they just block me without responding. If that don't tell you what they're all about. And it would appear that that is actually the truth. Itshapa has shown that he's been blocked, and many other creators who are classed as hacker hunters have also claimed to be blocked by Call of Shame, by them giving information to Call of Shame which somewhat debunked their video. And trying to do that in a personal or private manner is probably the best way, instead of making it public. However, they were responded to by being blocked by Call of Shame. Again, this is only on Twitter, but this was around the time Call of Shame did claim they didn't want to get involved in any drama or whatsoever. They just wanted to expose further. And this leads us into further comments now from Itshapa's post. Somebody by the name of Viking Lodge says, don't like infighting. The only thing followers probably have against Call of Shame is that the great content is slow to come out lately. For example, in my opinion, the drama between Headband and everyone else just made everybody look bad. Headband showed everyone who he was after a while and sunk himself. To which Itshapa responded saying, great content that they pillage from other creators. Ask Triple B how he feels about his most recent video being hijacked by Call of Shame. Now, I did actually notice something on Call of Shame's channel. They've just recently decided to start doing news content, and it did appear to be very much similar to one of mine. But I mean, it is what it is, content, and it is fair use. Everything they've done in their video is fair use, and that is just how it is. But Itshapa seems to be on somewhat of a rampage at the moment. And it is getting interesting because this isn't the last comment we're going to be reading out from his post on YouTube. He goes on to say, in response to somebody talking about the shadow ban on YouTube, if they're shadow banned, I want one too. 23,000 views in 12 hours, super shadow banned, I guess. The point is, Call of Shame say they want the community's help, but every time they do something like get it wrong, or in some cases intentionally manipulate the clip by removing audio, etc., they won't take the help, they just block you. Did it to me, COD in 4K, Tino RW, Tonezilla and others. This again has been something to be seen in the past. I've reported on it in the past here on the BBB Gaming News channel, and it is definitely something that I believe Call of Shame have actually worked on moving forward from that point. Again, this was around the time they then stated they didn't want to get involved in any of the drama, but it does appear that the drama isn't really drama until they start blocking people. But it does appear that Itshapa has got somewhat of a problem with Call of Shame, and let's see what happens moving forward. This could lead to a video, as he stated in the original post, or it could lead to a live stream or something along those lines, where he goes into a bit of detail as to why he's a little bit annoyed with Call of Shame and why he believes they are lying to their community. So let's pay attention and see what happens between Call of Shame and Itshapa and see what unravels. In our next story, this is last but not least, we are going to be discussing how TFue may well have uncovered or stated something that has uncovered Zlaner to be a cheater. Take a look at this clip now of TFue explaining exactly why controller players with aim assist shouldn't be able to stop dead on a player.
See, the problem with an analog, when you dive deep into the into the mechanical aspect of it, is the problem that it has is if you are trying to aim to a guy running to the fucking to the right and then he runs left, you can't immediately start aiming left because you have to cross the center point, right? So there's just no way that a controller can fucking instantly go from looking one way to another. You have to cross the center point because that's how that's how
a good point.
Physically how the analog works. So that's why aim assist was created. When you have a mouse, you can instantly go from looking to the right to the left because there is no center point. It's a sensor with exact pointing.
I get what you're saying.
Good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
So that's why aim assist exists, because it really is truly unfair. Like, the mouse for aiming is just significantly better. It's not even close.
So it's very clear his opinion on why aim assist can't do certain things, right? He's made that clear, but this actually reiterates something that Hopndudes said some time ago when he was explaining how Zlaner was doing the impossible in Call of Duty Warzone, and Hopndudes has decided to put out a video explaining how TFue's video that we've just shown you actually explains exactly what he was saying in the past about Zlaner's aim. Check this out now.
The problem with an analog, when you dive deep into the into the mechanical aspect of it, is the problem that it has is if you are trying to aim to a guy running to the fucking to the right and then he runs left, you can't immediately start aiming left because you have to cross the center point, right? So there's just no way that a controller can fucking instantly go from looking one way to another. You have
can't go from instantly looking one way to another. I guess this is probably part of the reason why Rara never ever took me up on trying to replicate this, because it's impossible unless you're using a third-party app. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the video that I'd made months ago.
Comes over, hard break. So he comes in, aims real quick, and somehow there is no rubber banding. No overshoot, no undershoot, pixel perfect precision, like digital. I realize he's strafing with him, but he just went from reading voltage to reading nothing. So how you can go from reading a signature from analog to changing to a digital signature like this, it's impossible. You cannot do that. That is.
So anyway, as I'd previously stated, obviously nothing changed. What TFue said, if you dig into the mechanical aspects of it, which I did, I mean, right there, you've got your proof. Zlaner, at least in the past, I don't know if he's still doing it. I don't watch his gameplay. He plays or streams over on Facebook. And
with all that said, it does appear that what TFue has said does line up with what Hopndudes was saying about Zlaner's aim. But I wonder if TFue would hold that same energy whilst talking specifically about Zlaner's aim. This is very different. Speaking in a general term about something, a mechanic, is different to actually speaking about an individual's controller ability. It is a shame that one creator won't call out another creator in the worry that they may well get cancelled. I believe that TFue's in a position where he could call out anybody, the same as Dr. Disrespect, the same as Ninja, but they just choose not to. Do you know why? Because these guys want a nice, easy, happy life, and they don't want the drama that's surrounding it all. I'm sure that's the thing anyway, or maybe they just don't want to call other creators out for whatever other reason. But it does appear that Hopndudes and TFue share their opinions when it comes to aim assist and how the impossible can't be possible. If you guys enjoyed today's news, hit that thumbs up on the video for me. Why not give the video a share as well? Thank you so much. If you guys want to let me know what you think about the stories we've talked about today, let me know in the comments below. I'm looking forward to reading through all of them. And if you guys don't want to miss out on the news video tomorrow, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on. Triple B, over and out.